What is your opinion about purchase of industrial land next to the airport? I do believe that this county definitely needs to look at expansion. I think perhaps we also need to look at buying land or setting aside land for educational purposes for expansion. We have Monlow College, but we don't have any technical college here. I really think that we've got to start looking at where White County wants to be in the future, specifically a strategic vision or plan, maybe restated. RE, do we want to be an agricultural community, an industrial community, a retired community, a veteran community where people just come to live, or do we want something else? We need to determine that first before we continue to move forward purchasing land for industrial purposes only. Thank you.
My question is, during last week's forum, the question was asked about the ballpark on Smithville Highway, and if the county should continue to lease those fields to an out-of-town individual who makes a profit off the fields, but yet the county still foots bills for electric, etc. Given the facts about the gentleman that leases the ball fields, he leases 2 acres out there. He leases the 4 Little League fields that when that park was built, it was built for Little League. Little League had several opportunities to go out there. They chose not to do it, so the county went to another route. This gentleman out there has a travel ball. He has 6 events a year. Each event has approximately 27 teams. Those 27 teams have 11 players, and those 11 players have roughly 3 family members that come and watch him play over the weekend. That's about over 800 people that are in White County for a whole weekend spending money at our local restaurants. You can see, if you multiply that out, if you had 800 people and they spend an average of $50 a person over the weekend, that's around roughly, my math's not that good, around $50,000 in gross sales. That I think is good. That's economic development. I do support the leasing that 2 acres of land. We have other things going on at the ballpark. The young farmers and ranchers, they're using part of that for agricultural purposes. They have a trail. We have the T-ball football out there. They're using part of that. So to say that the county let one man lease all of that and take all the profits out and pay all the expenses is really not correct. Excuse me. I think the gentleman that has the 4 ball fields has spent about $8,000 to $10,000 since he's been out there on rebuilding the fields and making them very adequate for play and bringing in a lot of visitors to our community. And we need the sales tax revenue. The county needs it. We need it. And so I think it's a good thing that we did lease 2 acres of land to that gentleman. And I think he's being a positive effect on White County. Thank you.
What do you think about the inmates growing gardens on the land down the Smithville Highway, which was supposed to be a ballpark, and selling the food to pay for their board and bill, food, the doctor, TV, and so on? That's a good question. By the way, these gentlemen have all given great answers, and I could talk all night long about everything that's been asked. I won't bore you with that. The question, it's a good question. The sheriff out of Lebanon County did something similar to this back in the early 90s. He got a couple of acres of land. The inmates used the land to grow vegetables, and in turn they used that year-round, and it saved the food bill for that administration several $1,000s. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm not so sure. Everybody wants to do something with the ball fields, and I'm not for that. I'm not happy with some of the things that we've done at the ball field, but I think that needs to be kept with recreation. I do think it's a good idea, and I think that it's worth investing. If the sheriff-elect would like to pursue that, I think we could find land in the county to pursue that. Food and medical is one of our largest expenses in the jail. Is that right, Sheriff?
That is correct.
So that would certainly help.
There's been some discussion about the city and county possibly combining their animal control services. Would you be in favor of this?
Well, this would be an easy one.
Yes, I would be. Matter of fact, I was one of them that tried to get that done. It's a waste of money to me, in my opinion, to pay two people to do the same job. So I guess I would be in favor of it.
My question is, would you be in favor of raising property taxes to help fund any additional money the county might need for its operational budget? I really don't like to increase property taxes, but when you've got someone on every corner that I need, I want, sometimes you have to raise taxes. When everything, electrical bills, fuel bills, everything goes up, you either going to have to cut services or increase property taxes. I really would rather see some other type of tax, like wheel tax. I think would be a lot more fair for the whole county. And some people say, well, you're taking from the poor and the rich or whatever, but most of the landowners have 3 or 4 vehicles. But this would include people that's renting houses and stuff like this would also be paying this tax instead of just property tax. But if the need was there, yes, I would support the property tax increase.
We're going to take questions from the audience, and the first one will go to him. Does anyone have any questions from the audience? Yes, sir.
Joe, you and I go back to high school yet.
That's correct.
What specific skills, as far as people skills, do you have as a public servant? Please specify 3.
Say that again now.
What specific people skills do you have which greater enables you to be an effective public servant?
What greater skills? If I can understand. Number one, let me say
Now,
this.
you missed the question.
Okay.
What specific people skills
What specific people skills?
What specific people skills?
do you have
Okay.
which greater enables you to be an effective public servant? Please identify 3.
3 skills. Okay. That's fine. First skill, number one, I hold a BS degree. Tennessee Tech University, Bachelor's of Science degree. Number 2, I have worked as a foreman, general foreman, run a factory. Number 3, I have took numerous management courses in dealing with people, employees, time and time again, associated with the factories that I've worked in. Okay?
Very good.
Any other questions? You want me to ask that? Did I answer?